But that's why you know who she is. Because he's waking the giant. Because he's building that cult of personality. He's trying to walk with that big stick. The same way Mao did. And that's why you always hear about how he's framing himself like Mao. How he always takes pictures like he's standing like Mao. He's always compared to Mao. Because he's trying to build that cult of personality. However, the one thing Mao and Stalin and Hitler and fucking even more so back to fucking Coney have that Xi doesn't have is fucking charisma. That's the one thing Trump had oodles of. Just pounds of. He had no intelligence, nothing else. But if we were playing D&D, fucking Trump got rolled like 8 on all his stats, and then he penciled in 40 in charisma. You can't stop it. But a real leader, a real person who's able to build a real cult of personality, strong in every aspect, but charisma is the killer. Think of the guy. Oh, I always forget his God. I really should have a list of names in front of me, just so I can relate their names. But if I mention, everyone knows the story about the church down in the States with the crazy cult leader who made them drink the grape juice. And it's a real shame I don't know the name, not for his name, but for the people who actually suffered through that. But the person who did it, like, if you watch the videos of his sermons, because they're all online, like, you can take your time. And it's what it is. It's all it is charisma. The guy is able to essentially use his ability to understand how the human psyche breaks down. And I'm not just saying him. I wish I fucking knew his name. The guy, the super crazy cult leader, the actual like crazy cult leader. But I'm talking about all of them now, like all the political leaders I named, including him. It's not about understanding and using your charisma to persuade people. It's about it's also having a certain level of empathy. Because you have to be able to read your audience. You have to be able to read your crowd, right? You have to be able to know what's going to invoke pain, what's going to invoke power, what's going to break down your audience more so that they are more malleable to being rebuilt in the way that you want, so that they're more easily susceptible to the words you're spewing. And the easiest ones, man, grief and anger. You look back at all those 4 examples I've listed. 5 examples now. 5 examples. Hitler, Mao, Stalin, Coney, and a fucking actual cult leader from the 1970s who murdered a bunch of people with grape juice. I will look up his name right now just so I can at least end that part of my fucking brain killing itself. I'm actually going to just write that in. Guy who killed people, grape juice. My God, my search history is going to be so great. Jim Jones. Jonestown Massacre. Jim Jones. Okay. I am actually really glad I finished that. So, Jim Jones. So, the difference between that, or the similarity between those 3 totalitarian leaders, the literal warlord, Coney, and the religious figure, Jim Jones, is they were able to look at anger and sadness and not just manipulate it, understand it. Understand it in a way that, as a psychopath, you shouldn't. but you have enough but you have enough charisma that you can curb it to your will. And I think that's where really cult of personalities really start to take steam and start to really get into what we'll call problematic territory. When you have someone who can not just understand what it is the masses is feeling, but use their own words to impress upon the masses their feelings and their emotions and their wants. This is really building into groupthink now, but I think that it really comes down to, especially when you're looking at personality, everyone always says you want someone who like can draw people and someone who can talk to people. I don't think that really matters. Stalin never really talked to people. Wasn't a big talker, wasn't a big bombastic guy. But when he died and they went into his personal abode, they only found 3 suits. They were all the exact same. He did not have a mansion. He lived in a small apartment with a shitty bed. And that, as well as the fact that he came across as Papa Stalin, even though he was murdering millions of people, even then, there are still Russians who suffered through Stalin, who still, like, stand by him. Because they considered him one of him, and it's what he created. Whether that's bullshit or not, it does not matter. Now, the reason I bring all this up, and I bring it up in that way, is because I want to now take a second here to take everyone out. Everyone wants to take a step back, away from all the conflicts in the world. I'm sure you can pick out one. We're not going to talk about it. I'm not going to mention by name. I'm going to tell you to take a step back. Okay? And I want you to look at leader of country A. We're going to call country A the A country. The country that is the most powerful country, we'll call it. Country A. And then we'll call it country B. The weaker country that is being invaded by country A. Okay? Insert countries there. I could give a fuck what countries you put in there. If country A has a charismatic leader, but has no ability to create any kind of followers using a cult-like status, you're going to end up being motherfucking Obama and Bush all over again. And I say that in that Bush was hated by everyone in his country, but he still did what he had to. And he did it covertly, and people hated him for it. Or you do what Obama did, do the things overtly that makes everyone love you. Or no, you do things covertly that makes everyone love you, because when they find out, they love you. But overtly, you go send a bunch of fucking drones and bomb the shit out of everyone there. And no one says a damn thing. Like, you see what I mean there? You either hate the public, do things covertly, or please the public, do things publicly. Either way, you're celebrating the same fucking shit in the end. But if you have a cult of personality around you, going back to my country A, country B, your country A, you could Ronald Reagan it. Who fucking cares? As long as the people are behind you, fuck it. Who cares? What's gonna happen? World's gonna be pissed? Who cares? It's the fucking world. Go get fucked. And I can tell you who's thinking just like that right now. I think you can too. And I just don't get it. Like I as a student of politics, I understand that. My peers understand that. My professors understand that. Like fuck, even lower level members of the bureaucracy, anywhere you go, understand that. Politicians don't understand that. And that doesn't make any fucking sense to me. But yeah. That is, look at that. We're at 40 minutes. Bam. Well, 36. I don't care. I'm cutting it early. I'm doing it by myself. I've been talking for 36 minutes straight. By now, someone usually tells me to shut the fuck up, but no one has, so it's getting kind of weird. I would like to thank viewers in YouTube and in Twitch. Thank you for joining me live. If you want to join the show live, we do it 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, Mountain Standard Time, 9 o'clock Pacific, every Wednesday. Join us Fridays for the 2-Shot Fridays. I would like to thank our Patreon, our only Patreon, and Adrian, Mr. For the Wheel. If you liked what you were listening to, please like, share, and subscribe, or follow us on Twitch, follow us on YouTube. You can catch older episodes anywhere you get your podcasts, on Apple, Google Play Music, Google Play Music app, Google Play Music at Google. What is it? Apple, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon Music, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and the list goes on. Otherwise, I'd like to thank Buzzsprout again for hosting us, and I think that's everything on the pander button for my pandering. Yeah, otherwise, I was C4. This was weird. Hopefully this doesn't happen again. Feedback, actually. You know what? I don't often ask for feedback. Give me feedback. Was this okay? Maybe, who knows? Maybe if I'm sick, like, we'll have, maybe Sara or maybe we'll have Sara do an entire episode by herself. And I mean that. Because I'll be damned if I ever let fucking Greasy Boy or Insanieac take over this whole thing by themselves. They'll fucking run it to the goddamn ground. Anyway, I'm sorry you had nothing better to do. I'm glad you spent it with me. With me. Just me. I am C4, and I am one of the villains of the Villains Talk Show and Podcast, and I'll see you all either next Wednesday or next Friday, or if you're listening on the podcast on Tuesday or Wednesday. Thursday.